In my clip the other day on the real name of Bangkok, and just in case you didn't know, this is the real name of Bangkok. I pronounced the real name of Bangkok at the end. Now, I was trying to do it with that song running in the back of my head, but even I made a mistake in that. So if you haven't done that, check that clip out now, and I'll tell you at the end what I got wrong. But today's clip, after I put that clip out of 7 place names that you're pronouncing wrong in Thai, I had a stream of messages come in the comment threads, in the different groups around the internet saying, why didn't you say this? Why didn't you say that place? And so today, I'm going to tell you 10 more names that you're getting wrong. Not only will I tell you how to say these place names properly, but you're also going to learn what they actually mean. And I can tell you, there are many Thais out there watching this clip that are probably going to learn something too. Place number 1, the name of this country itself. Okay, the official name is Thailand, but you'll see the word S-I-A-M everywhere. That is not Siam or Siam. It is Siam, Siam. Now this comes from a Sanskrit word actually meaning kala. Kala in Sanskrit means black. And so they used to call it Siam Thai, which is basically the black Thai. Now, many people took offense to this word. Other people thought, well, that's one meaning, but we've changed in it and it means us as a people. And so Siam for many years was the official name for Thailand, and then it changed to Thailand. But to pronounce this word properly is Siam, Siam. Number 2 is the old capital of Bangkok. That is Ayutthaya. You hear so many different permutations of this. Ayutthaya for many, many years was the capital of Thailand. It's about 40 minutes to the north of Bangkok. And depending what country you're coming from, the pronunciation of this word may be different. Now, the original word in Sanskrit is Ayodhya or Ayutthaya, depending whether you're taking it from Pali or Sanskrit. The word Ayutthaya literally means Yut, like we have in Thai, Yuthasat, military studies, Sat from Sastra. So Yuthasat, the study of war. So Yut, Yuttha, Yuddha means war. Ayuttha means not war, without war. So Ayutthaya in this sense, Ayutthaya without war or invincible. Ayutthaya is the place that is invincible or not conquerable by war. Number 3, this is a place that most people in Bangkok, living in Bangkok, Thais and foreigners alike, love to go on the weekend. This place is pronounced Hua Hin. Say it with me. Hua, Hua. Hua means head. Hin, Hin. Both of those have rising tones. So Hua Hin, Hua Hin. It means the rock at the head. Hua Hin. Now, Hua Hin is a beachside town. It didn't used to be called this. The old names for Hua Hin, you had 2. The first was Ban Samor Rieng. What that means is Ban, the house of or the place of, Samor is an anchor, Rieng, lined up. So you almost picture all of these boats lined up with their anchors down. Samor Rieng. The other name for Hua Hin was Ban Lam Hin. So Lam is a peninsula, so the rocky peninsula. So each of those we get this maritime feel. It was changed later on to Hua Hin. So now when you say it, don't say Hua Hin. I know it's tempting, especially if you're used to the pronunciation of HUA from Chinese as Hua. It's not Hua Hin, it's Hua Hin. Hua Hin. And make sure both of those words have rising tones. Number 4. Now you're forgiven. If you just look at the spelling in English or Roman letters for this name, it's very, very easy to mispronounce it. L-O-E-I. What is that? So this is how you pronounce it. Loei, Loei. Loei literally means to pass. Loei, Loei. That's how you pronounce it properly. Now, this place before 1893 used to be known as Ban Ha Seng Tang. So this sounds like a Chinese name. And then near this, or going through it, was the river Loei, แม่น้ำ Loei. And so Loei literally means to pass. So I guess the river was named because it went past the village, maybe. So then in 1897 there was a royal decree and the official name of Ban Ha Seng Tang was changed to Loei. Say it with me, Loei. Not Loei or Louis or I don't know what you would call it, Loei. It's Loei. Make sure you smile when you say that and it's just this common tone. Loei. Loei. Number 5. This has to be the place that most people said, why didn't you include that in your first one? You ready for it? It's an island down south, very popular. Koh Pha-Ngan. Koh Pha-Ngan. Now, if you ask an average Thai, what does that mean? I don't know. I'm going to tell you. Ngan. Ngan. This word in the south means the sand or the land that comes up at low tide. So this is the ngan that comes out of the water at low tide that you can see. And so apart from the word pop, so Pha-Ngan is local dialect to mean pop ngan or to be able to see the land coming out of the water at low tide. That's what Koh Pha-Ngan was. Now the word Koh again is not Koh. Go back to the last clip on Koh Samui and Koh Tao. It's Koh Samui, Koh Tao. Koh means island and it's this unaspirated K. It's not a G. It's not go or go or whatever it is that you pronounce. It's Koh. So this is Koh Pha-Ngan. Koh Pha-Ngan, the island where you can see the land coming out of the water at low tide. If you're in Bangkok and you've gone down to the river, the Ayutthaya River, and maybe your hotel is down there or you've gone to one of the many tourist attractions along the river, you've probably gotten off at this train station. The BTS station is Thaksin. So many people may say Thaksin and maybe even think it's the same pronunciation as the former Prime Minister of Thailand, Thaksin Shinawatra, but it's not. It's Thaksin. The difference is in this unaspirated T and a long R vowel. So watch this. Ta, 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 and it's got this long vowel. So then tak, tak. It's down low. It's not tak, but tak, Thaksin. Thaksin, Thaksin. And when you think of Thaksin, it's that whole side of Bangkok around Thonburi, the river area, even from Sathorn. All that area is the Thaksin area. Don't call it Saphan Taksin. It's not. It's Thaksin. Saphan meaning bridge. So Saphan Taksin. Saphan Taksin. Which brings us to number 7. Okay, so how do you pronounce the former Prime Minister's name? Well, it's Thaksin. Thaksin. I put it there so you would have this contrast, and the word Thaksin literally means south in Sanskrit. So Thaksin is south. Thaksin, the last one we did, is that area of Bangkok near Thonburi. So we have Thaksin versus Thaksin, which is south. If you speak an Indic language, you would probably know this word. You'd be very familiar with it. South. Thaksin. And number 8, we're still dwelling on Thaksin himself, his surname. Now, you see it spelt with this crazy spelling, S-H-I-N, and you see it go on with this Watra at the end. What happens, most names and surnames in Thai are based on Sanskrit or Pali spellings. Now, Pali is to Sanskrit like maybe Italian is to Latin. Sanskrit is this polished mother language, and Pali was the spoken language on the ground, which the Buddha spoke. So it comes from one or the other of these, but Sanskrit is like the top with Pali underneath. And so you'll find many words that will be either Pali or Sanskrit. Now, Shinawatra, they write it with an SH, but actually it's not SH in the original spelling. It's Chinawat. So if you were doing it according to the pronunciation in Thai, it probably should be CH. But if you were doing it according to the pronunciation in Sanskrit, Jinavatra. So if they were doing it properly, it would probably be Jinavatra. Jinavatra. What does that mean? Jina. So that means a victor from the word Jaya, Jina. So victor, Vatra. Vatra. What is Vatra? Well, in Buddhism, Vatra are like practices or rituals that you follow. So Jinavatra, following the rituals of the victor, which is basically a victorious name. So Chinawat is the correct pronunciation in Thai. Not Shinawatra, not Jinavatra. It's Chinawat, Chinawat, Don't be put off by the spelling. Now, the next one, and this word, it actually is a common word across many languages in Southeast Asia because it is shared by many places in Southeast Asia. This is the river that runs through Laos, Thailand, Cambodia, Burma. This is the Mekong River. Ma meaning mother, falling tone, and it's an a, not a or e. It's not Mekong. It's ma and then Kong. In Thai, Kong means like smelly, a bad smell. So Mekong, maybe the river that smells. It doesn't mean your mother stinks because ma means mother, but it's the shortened version of Ma Nam river, the mother of waters, which is river. So Mekong is the Mekong River, which many people pronounce in English. If you say Mekong to a Thai while you're speaking Thai, they might be scratching their heads. It's the Mekong River. So, the final 10th word today is actually, well, it is Thai, but it's not Thai. It's the name of the capital of the country of Laos. That's because the country, L-A-O-S, that spelling was actually from the French, so the S was silent. So when you say the name for that country, it's Lao, not Laos or Laos, it's Lao. And in Thai, we pronounce it Lao. But the capital is even more confusing. It's written like this. Now, how do you pronounce it? Many people will say Vientiane or something because they're pronouncing it based on the French spelling. The real pronunciation is Vientiane. So here are the two spellings, the spelling in Thai and the spelling in Lao. If you look at the Thai spelling, you can start to see more because what happens, Thai retains the original letter-to-letter spelling from the original Sanskrit, whereas in Lao, they'll just spell it according to the pronunciation. So let's look at the Thai spelling for the name Vientiane. Vientiane literally means Vieng is like a walled city, Jan comes from the word Jantana, which is sandalwood. So the city of sandalwood city, it sounds quite nice, fragrant. So Vientiane, it's not Vientiane or Vientiane or whatever it is that you're calling. Just remember when you're reading these things in romanizations from the country of Laos, it's all based on French phonetics, French orthography, and so if you do it with an English accent, you're going to screw it up. That's another great reason for learning Thai. This is why we have Cracking Thai Fundamentals. But pronounce it with me. Vientiane, the walled city of sandalwood. And now, as promised, if you go back and look at that clip when I pronounced the full name of Bangkok, where is the mistake that I made? Well, I go on a lot in my analyses between the difference between aspiration and non-aspiration. Listen to the difference between this. Thaw. We had that in Thaksin and Thaksin. They're different. Thaksin is aspirated, Thaksin is unaspirated. And I made an unforgivable error. I pronounced the word Ratana as Ratana. It should be Ratana. Go back and have a listen and see if your ears can pick it out. Don't forget to scan the QR code, like and subscribe because I love putting this content out. Come on in, continue the discussion, and I'm Stuart J. Raj. I'll see you on the other side.